Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Kaiserreich as Russia. Let's continue on from our last left off, and if you are enjoying the series, remember to leave a thumbs up down below. So, right now, we're trying to establish our secret police force. It's going to give us a little bit more political power cost, reduction. Intel strength goes up by 10%, extra operative. So this should give us, I believe, 2 operatives. I'm not too sure where I'm going to necessarily send them right away. I mean, sending them into Germany makes sense. If we can actually get a lot of spying done there, could be beneficial, for sure. So, you know, I think that's probably is going to be exactly what we're going to do. So a bunch of our text is almost ready to go. Major peasant unrest. Agitated by various groups, the impoverished peasantry has risen up. The local administration is powerless against the mob, and it seems that the only way to solve the crisis is to use force. Alternatively, we can attempt to negotiate, although satisfying the peasant demands may turn out to be quite expensive. Lose 12 responsibility, fulfill some demands, or completely fulfill their demands. I mean, let's agree to the peasants' demands. It's very expensive. But, I mean, our economy is already in the shitter. So, like, what difference does it actually make? So, establish the VAS. Less recruit population, but a little bit more stability. Max factory in state, I think, is basically garbage. But, you know, what other choice do we have? Please do not be on the... Let me just click close. Thank you. Like, what else do you expect us to do? It's actually the only focus we even have to choose from. So, you know, it is what it is. We don't need to worry about the legation council. War propaganda doesn't really matter. We do only have 8% war support. But at some point, everything is going to look great. Russia will dominate this region. We should hopefully dominate the Caucasus. If we can, what we need to do is secure the oil fields of Azerbaijan. For sure. Like that's very important for our overall goals. Actually, how's our navy looking? I didn't even try to check that. Navy right now is at 61 ships. 34, 17... You all come to... Nope, not you. The boats come to here. Do we have any ships over in this area? We do. We don't care about any of that stuff. Just come to... Is it called St. Petersburg? No, it's called Petrograd. Just come to Petrograd right now. Thank you very much. We do have 2 more technology tests. 1936. Go for reinforcement rate. Follow that up with... Probably concentrated industry seems good to me. Probably want a production efficiency cap soon as well. Honestly, yeah, no, that's going to be way better than radio. At least right now. I know it's 1937 tech, but who cares? I mean, it's... I guess we're about halfway. What do you mean the peasant unrest? We just gave all your demands. Throughout Russian history, the peasants' living conditions have always been hard, even during periods of peace and prosperity. Even the emancipation reforms of 1861, which led to the abolition of serfdom, did not improve the situation all that much. Local peasants protest against the grim position, as well as landowners' illegal actions were common. Like, gave you everything that I could. Canada and Afghanistan under hostilities, not a surprise at all. Afghanistan, unsurprisingly lost. But they didn't become a puppet state of India, so I guess that's one positive that they have. At least for right now. Yeah, so I guess you two who's in the last order will try to push in as soon as you can. The thing with, like, Transmir, honestly, it's way more important for you to be on the front line with the German sphere than the Japanese sphere. Especially if Transmir, right now it's under cold check, but if it goes underneath, let's say, a Japanese puppet, then we shouldn't have anything to actually worry about, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so you could spy in here pretty easily. I'm trying to think, like, where do I send you, though? I could send you to Lash Orda, but that doesn't really do too much for us. I guess I'll just send you over to Germany. Because I really don't know where else you could effectively go at the moment. How many troops does the Lash Orda have? They have 2 to 14. All of our troops are actually pretty well experienced. Way more experienced than I would have thought at this point in the game. Which is completely okay. Because you have all your manpower, but you don't have any equipment quite yet. We are missing 16,000 rifles. It's going to take 2,300 days to finish that. Very expensive. It's very, very, very expensive. Okay, so it looks like our Navy has come and reformed. Select the Admiral there. The 1st Women's Division of Death. Maria Bakrera, Colonel of the Russian Army and hero of the Wildkrieg in Russia's Civil War, has recently requested the government to allow formation of the 1st Women's Division by combining existing women's battalions of death, which should later serve as a basis formation for a women's corps. Accepting this proposal will surely boost the strength of our army, give significant propaganda value, but conservative elements of our armed forces, unwilling to change status quo, we lose some political power. I think that's actually okay. Give me 2 more divisions. Thank you very much. So our army's slightly bigger. I mean, these guys are also pretty powerful. They are skull level, 75% boost, which is pretty good. Government intervention. With political stabilization finally in place, we are prepared to enact a series of intensive reforms aimed at restoring pre-crisis industrial power. A little bit more stability. Okay. Not bad. I'm assuming this might allow this then to show up. At least I'm hoping so. Focus on the bypass. We'll lock other focuses. Of course, we're going to be going for a firm hand. Boris Savinkov is not currently the country leader, but he will be soon. Is there actually any of these options you can actually take? Right now, no, because this character right here, Korolov, he is supposed to die. Gamelin marches on Paris. Are they going to have their war already? Gamelin's marched. I mean, he's actually in charge right now, so I'm assuming the coup against the Jacobins was a success. I think if the coup fails, which maybe it still has a chance to, I'm really not too sure. But if the coup fails, I'm pretty sure that's what leads to the Entente immediately invading the Internationale, like right away in 1936. But it looks like he succeeded. So, okay. So, it looks like the early war in France is not going to be happening. Of course, we have another operative. Why not send you? You might as well stay in our territory, kind of resist enemy spies. Failure of a bombing plot. The anarchists, socialists, syndicalists, and Bolsheviks that are weakening the stability of our motherland. Recently, they caused a panic in one of our major Russian cities when an assassin had tried to bomb a famous government representative. Thankfully, the bomb went off too early, killing only a few people. We're going to lose more stability. Look, I can't just afford to keep losing stability over and over and over and over again. Maxim Gorky dies. Russian writer Alexander Makarov Peshkov, better known under the pen name Maxim Gorky, died today in Moscow at 68. Fellow traveler of the Bolsheviks, he experienced oppression under Tsar's regime, was quite doubtful during the October Revolution, thus avoiding reprisals after the Civil War. Around the report of Kerensky, he publicly supported Bukharin, and he nearly followed his son in death. Many think that his sudden death could be due to the changing political atmosphere in Russia. I assure you 68 is an old age. Is it? I mean, yeah, it makes you a senior, but it's not that old. Only a little bit old. It's moderately old. Coup d'etat in Siam. We have styles of VES. So which of these do we want to get? We could go for more research. We can get more resource in the country. Develop industry. Construction speed goes up a little bit. You know what? 4 military factories for free right away. And 25 steel. I will take that. I think it's actually pretty good for us. Sorry about the quick little skip there. Are we actually over our force limits? We are. I haven't even trained any units, and we're already over our force limit. God damn it. How? Actually impressive. Oh, probably spawn 2 divisions in. Right. Okay, so we're... I mean, how bad is that penalty? It's only 1 division over, but it is a 0.2%, which actually, like, that's not nothing. How long until one of our factories are done? It'll be done in July. So, okay. So I have a penalty, but it shouldn't last for too long. And that should resolve this problem here, I believe. A plot against Russia. Maria Spiridonov's death was a severe blow to the left SR. But many enemies of Sannikov's regime remain. As the time passed, the foes had turned increasingly paranoid that he will... Wait, he's not in charge yet. It doesn't really... I guess he's Prime Minister. Anyway. The Vaz has turned increasingly paranoid that he will go the way of the tyrants, his younger self eliminated with a bomb in his hand. To ease paranoia, the National Republican Party has put a plan into action. Russian newspapers have increasingly begun to speak of a plot against Russia orchestrated by the syndicalists and socialists in cahoots with Germany and other powers. Totally makes sense. They're a natural alliance. Numerous high-ranking public figures such as Dmitry Mezrovsky and there's a lot of Dmitry Mamonov have published their own articles in which they assert some bloodletting is necessary to restore stability in Russia. Under the organization of the Minister of the Interior, Vladimir Mensved, a wave of mass crackdowns on suspected political opponents has begun. The Ukraina has been given extraordinary power to search homes and arrest dissidents without the approval of any judicial institution. Several notable leftist politicians and publicists have disappeared off the face of Russia outright, while some are given show trials. Others, especially the rank and file of the SR, Menshevik parties, are summarily executed or deported. Savinkov is personally presiding over several of the show trials, especially those of his old comrades and the social revolutionaries. In private to Mirkovsky, he has remarked how much of a catharsis it is to see the Ukraina, the police he used to flee from and fears 3 decades ago, bow to his every whim. All enemies of the nation must be stopped. Lose some political power. We're going to gain stability, lose some manpower. Completely okay. What are the modifiers? You are, yeah, operative slot. We do need... When do you go? Well, you go in April next year. Which again, like, isn't so bad. The fate of the Dvis Autonomous Region. After getting control of the Dvis region, known locally as Legale, the Ukrainsky government established the Dvis Autonomous Region to appease the local Latvian and Latvian inhabitants. This autonomous region took a form of local directly elected Congress, staffed by Latvian and Latvian politicians, who were granted large discretion in dealing with local affairs. Throughout the post-war period, this has turned Latgale into a haven for Latvian culture. It is where the partisans in the United Baltic Duchy organize secret supply chains and recruit volunteers as well. Now that our government has taken control of the country and seeks to centralize the state in Moscow, the opportunity arises to dismantle the Latvian autonomy and push this region under direct rule. On the other hand, perhaps we should swallow our pride and leave the Latvians be. After all, right now, they are things are pretty complicated. Yeah, I mean, Dvisk is right here. No, I want stability. We'll centralize this underneath Moscow. Seems completely okay, and I'm sure nothing bad could possibly happen. Mongol aristocrats have taken control of Mongolia. That doesn't really matter to us, I believe, at least. Romania. I'm hoping at some point Romania, Serbia, and Greece. I mean, can they join our faction if we go national populist? Romania probably can't because they're also national populist. Poland will never join our faction because we did not go Republican. Actually, no, or can they still join our faction? I'm trying to actually remember which route they can actually go. Are we still over? I know it takes about a day or two to update. Poland's elected a new king, which is unfortunate because Poland actually they have a German king, so they're definitely going to join the Reichspakt. Very unfortunate for us, so they're definitely not joining our faction, which is a real shame. Actually, is our current... Are you based on states or factories right now? On factories. It rounds up. Unfortunate. Okay. Reforming the military. The armed forces of the Russian Republic have had a difficult history. It took a decade after the end of the Civil War to restore a stratified professional army. And during the war, it had devolved into cliques of white generals and their volunteer followers. Still, a lot of work needs to be done before a Russian army can compete with likely challengers, be it Germany or Japan. Some to the future of the mobilization of the Russian masses and predict that the next Weltkrieg will be a total war, which will require all the country's resources dedicated to the front. Others, such as General Sergei Markov, were impressed by the effectiveness of armored cars, tanks, and trains during the Weltkrieg, and hoped to organize the army around the armored breakthrough priority. Other officer cliques are more moderate, though their proposals of army reform are no less extensive. The ultimate decision lies in your hands, however. I like mass mobilization. I mean, it's pretty okay. Just having those human waves, wave after wave after wave of Russian soldiers going across the front line. It seems like it could work out alright. Is there anything we can do? We can infiltrate civilian administration. Yeah, let's do that. Elect our 2 operatives. Commence when ready. Spy in Germany, please, and thank you. That should be done in a few days. I think actually right now, just maintain your network. Don't grow it anymore. Because I think growing your network makes it much more likely you're going to get assassinated. Which seems bad to me. So we just got a bunch of steel, a bunch of military factories. Armor goes down by 15%. Which is a ton. Let's go for stability. Maybe develop some industry as well. Like 4 more factories. You know, let's actually put like 3 of these into tanks for right now. Because if we can make a decent-sized Russian tank army, I would really like to throw that across the front lines and try to make some breakthroughs happen. Either we go towards medium tanks, or we try just to go for heavy tanks. Because we do have a lot of natural resources in the country. We have a lot of steel, we got a lot of chromium. These are very important for tank production. So, like, we have a lot of options, I would say. Reforming a navy, that matters significantly less than anything else, to be quite honest with you. The navy is really not top priority in any meaningful way. Are we still really at 84? Is that our cap right now? Final total is 84. Take 1 and gain weak force assist change. Poland's joined the Reichspakt. Very unfortunate, because it does make our situation substantially harder than it needs to be. Finland is currently personal autocrats, which I believe will mean... What are you voting on? Fan relief, doesn't matter. But Finland being a paternal autocrat right now probably means we're going to join the Reichspakt, which is unfortunate. Norway, can't tell which way they're going to swing quite yet. Sweden is... I mean, we can't tell what Sweden's going to do until after their election. But Belgium declared independence. I think they're trying to assassinate somebody else. Trying to assassinate an army officer. So we'll see if Belgium stays... If they join up with Germany. They might just join the Reichspakt right away. If they do stay independent, that does change the front line here a decent amount. Or if Belgium ends up joining the Syndicalist, definitely changes the front. But no, they take territory from Germany, which I think means that they are going to join the Reichspakt. There we go. Yeah, so Belgium has taken over a handful of territories. So really, it doesn't change too much for the actual Second Weltkrieg. The Privy Council. So Savinkov and Kornilov have established a dictatorship. Disputes between Savinkov's and RPR Republicans and Kananov's young officers can still endanger the cooperation of these two sides of the new regime. It is obvious that the government can't allow the left radicals in the State Duma and the monarchists in the Senate to use these controversies to destroy the rule of the army and the NRPR. To prevent such unwanted events, Savinkov has proposed the recreation of the Supreme Privy Council, which once had both executive and legislative power and consisted of a small number of the most important Russian ministers. A member of the SPC, known as Rikovsky, will consist of 3 party members from Savinkov, along with along with Karnov and 3 of his old comrades for the Russian army. The council will be able to issue executive orders, which will have a superiority over Russian law. Gonna get some more political power. Right now, we're at 120. But we really can't do anything. I mean, we don't have the war support to increase either our economic focuses or manpower. Because right now, we're at a 1.5, modified down to 93 because of some other modifiers we have. Really unfortunate. I don't really think we need resource prospects right now either. So let's just go for more potential industry developments. 1 military factory. Use 3 civilian. It takes 90 days, which is significantly faster than this. I mean, you'd be done in 22 days. You cost political power as well, as or just... No. You're all military factories, so I think we just want to use as much as we can here. We're going to spend our political power on this. Which overall, I think seems okay. You will be finished in June of next year now. But again, that's kind of fine. It's 1936. Land doctrines are so expensive, and we can't choose that quite yet. So, I guess we'll just go back for the radio. The Myth of October. Though the Bolshevik Party may be destroyed and its influence rendered null by the syndicalist movement, the October push, called revolution by some, left Russia changed forever. This means that it's very easy to blame Russia's faults and weaknesses not on inaction, not on the failures of the current government, but on the Bolsheviks who supposedly ruined it all. And the NRPR is sure to take advantage of this myth. History textbooks are being amended, the mass propaganda campaign started, and a message sent that the Bolshevik uprising was not just an ordinary uprising, an international conspiracy, one which sought to destroy Holy Russia and make sure it never rises again. Was responsible for the funding of the Bolshevik Party. It's applying an uprising across central Russia. Were not stopped by the force of arms, it would have left Russia broken, destroyed, and shattered. These textbooks make sure to note that Vladimir Lenin has been sent to Petrograd by the Germans, and that many of the leading members of the Bolshevik Party were not Russian, Caucasians, Balts, Poles, and especially Jews. You revoke our rights 1917. Now you will lose yours. We're going to lose some stability, which again still sucks. Actually, it probably can't go over 84 because we are currently... Okay, that's lower than the number of owned states. Okay, so we need more factories first, but, you know, I guess that makes sense. We've gotten you done. 95 days is really, really cheap. So definitely want to get that researched ASAP. We can definitely... I'm assuming this is going to be for civilian production. More civilian factories. Also, like, that's not bad. Like, I'll take it. Again, we do need a lot of political power to make this work. I guess I don't have any more civilian factories right now. But we need 4 military factories. Where are we going to want them? Probably at least 2 here. And I'm going to go 1 and 1 on aircraft. I think that makes a decent amount of sense. I didn't even check to see what our Air Force actually consisted of. 175 planes. That is horrible. It's actually really bad. Yeah, so let's get all our planes to fly into Moscow. That's 125. We have more than that. Yes. All of you guys fly into Moscow as well. Just have all of our air forces together. We'll crank you up to, let's say, 500. Bombers up to 500 as well. And we'll slowly just start filling out these air forces as much as we possibly can. Our planes are on their way. Make this one, not big air force, but one somewhat decently sized air force. I mean, it should be better than Alash Orda and Turkestan. I can't imagine their air forces are too powerful. But I do think that at least for right now, this is going to be a good time for us to end this episode. So thanks everybody for watching my Anthnwam. If you've enjoyed, put a thumbs up. Not enjoyed, click a thumb down. You want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.